All right, you guys, good morning. I wanted to start by giving you a revised schedule. Now that we know when the year is ending, I kind of reworked the calendar and the assignments so that we can complete the screenplay. The Georgia Film Academy is apparently still going to be doing the screenplay competition, and I really would like to submit a screenplay for that. Um, I want to fill you guys in. Last night, I sat in on a 3 hour rehearsal, like a virtual rehearsal, with Tucker Martinez and three actors, one from LA, two from New York, plus Aaron Levy, Dr. Levy, the one that wrote Blood Don't Lie that last semester's class read. And we worked on his play, his 10-minute play, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Like, the Georgia Film Academy just does such a great job. And the screenplay competition carries with it some cash prizes to some scholarship prizes. So I definitely want to make sure that you guys are in on that because it is a phenomenal experience. So this is our new timeline that's going to take us through the end of our new crazy school year. Okay, so the new dates. These first two have already obviously been due, but if you haven't done them yet, that's just going to accumulate to your final total too. So these first two assignments basically will include the inciting incident and should really be your first act. Now the pages are approximate, but they're definitely suggested. So your inciting incident might have happened on page 3. That's fine. Page 2 would start right after the inciting incident. Let me show you in WritersDuet how to conclude your first act and make another one. Okay, so here we are in WritersDuet. Let's say that I've written, my final line. This is where I want to end it. You write end act 1. And then you're going to come over and find on your toolbar, you're going to have to scroll down to find it, end act. Okay, it says that. Now here's the cool part for those of you who are struggling with getting this page requirement. When you click, it's going to jump all the way down to the next page. So anytime you end an act, you got to jump to the next page. All right, then you're going to hit new act. Like it already knows what you're doing, and then you would write act 2. Okay. So you're going to do the same thing when you end act 2 and begin act 3 as well. Now, there are still some people struggling with scene heading and what goes where. So I've been really trying to mark that and write that for you in your comments. So please, when I turn assignments back to you, please read those comments that I've spent a lot of time correcting and fixing so that your screenplay looks professional. So you always start with a scene heading no matter what. And then the only thing in your scene heading should be short. So remember, it's like interior, exterior, start with that. Then where you are, and then when you put that dash, it's gonna help you, right? So I'll just put later. Then when you enter, that's where your action begins. Okay, so this is where you put things like okay, stuff like that. Okay, that's where you put your stage directions. Anything and everything goes there unless it is someone talking. So if somebody is feeling a mood, if somebody is crying, if someone is yelling, if somebody is doing anything like that, again, that kind of stuff goes here unless it's something the actor is going to need to know like suddenly. So if you put something like, okay, like if I was crying, okay, the character, let's say it's me, okay, there I am. Okay, and then you keep going. Okay. Okay, whatever else. Okay. The parentheses here, use these sparingly. You don't want like every single line to be something. Okay, again, like use most of your action here for any sort of mood, context that your director is going to need to set that scene. All right. So jumping back to this timeline. So what we're going to focus on today is getting you to this next step. So this next step, I know it's a lot. I'm adding 5 pages this week instead of 4. So you're going to have your first 9 pages written by this Friday. And then the following Friday, I want to see the whole screenplay. Now, I know it's cramming a lot in, but if you really think about it, it's just 1 page a day or like 1.5 pages a day. So it's really not that bad. And because I really want you to get to this last assignment, that's the TV assignment. So like our course title is dramatic writing for film, television, and theater. And I hate so badly that we're not going to get to really the TV component, that I'm going to have to cram it into 1 week. So I'm going to give you a lot of information, but really all you're having to do for this TV lookbook is tell me about a TV premise that you were thinking of, but it's so little writing. Okay, it's really an image heavy assignment. Like it's almost like a Pinterest board if you want to think of it that way. I will give you lots of examples of these I'll share with you that I saved from last semester. Y'all, people had a lot of fun with this. Okay, with all of this said, I've gotten no information from the school about like finals or anything like that. I can't imagine they're gonna require a final. In the case that they do, if I'm allowed, it's going to be this. Okay, that was the final assignment last semester too. And again, like, y'all, it is really easy compared to all this writing stuff that we've been doing. It's like a really fun, kind of like creative assignment, okay? This is really the meat and potatoes. All right, so let's talk about the assignments due this week. So 9 pages. This is going to be the larger half of your act 2. So you are going to have to end, again, you're going to end act 1 like the way I just showed you, begin act 2. All right, focus on complicating the crisis, perhaps changing the scene, and coming up with the hero's new plan for defeating the antagonist. You want to keep upping the stakes. So what does that mean? It means that there needs to be more on the hook for that protagonist to lose. So maybe there's more risk of dying, being destroyed, like the stakes keep raising, because if they don't, your screenplay is boring. This may include plot point 2. So plot point 2, if you remember from last week's lecture or the week before spring break, this is the point where everything feels lost for the protagonist and they have to make that final push towards the climax in the end, perhaps with the help of a new ally. So in The Lion King, it's when Simba he feels completely defeated and he like cries out for help from his dad, or like he says why, and then his dad comes to him as a ghost. So that is his like plot point 2, where he feels all is lost, and we as the viewer feel all is lost. So you need that moment in your screenplay as well. Okay, so jumping back to, don't forget that I have this tool for you, and that tool can be found, this is called the Screenplay Scaffolding tool. It's a worksheet for you, so you don't have to do it, but it's going to help you basically like map out your plot. I have that available for you in the current unit, and where is it? It is right here. Okay, it's on Screenplay pages 1 to 4. I've got that scaffolding tool right here. And again, I show you how to use that in this lecture right here. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about conflict. So that's what you want to focus on in your Act 2. So most simply defined, it's the meeting of a character's goal and the obstacle that gets in the way. That is your conflict. Okay, that's obstacles that you throw in the way. So you need obstacles. So the more obstacles, the more conflict. And then that's how our character grows and develops as well. Now I'm going to add these slides to the lecture, to the assignment box on Google Classroom. Please look at them because there are some awesome clips in this. As always, exercise caution when you watch these clips in front of small siblings, okay? Because some of them have a little bit of bad language. All right, so conflict, it's got to be big and fill the screen. So it can be big in 2 ways: physically big, like this tiger, or emotionally powerfully big, or both. And again, there are a bunch of like really neat clips for you to watch. This guy, Robert McKee, he again, like he's kind of like a cantankerous old man, and I think he uses some bad language, so just exercise caution. All right, on the complication, this is where you are building. So this is towards your, I don't know, like probably page 9 or so, page 8, page 9, towards the end of the assignment for this week. You got to continually be thinking about complication and crisis. So the dilemma confronts the protagonist who, when face to face with the most powerful and focused forces of antagonism in his life, must make a decision to take one action or another in a last effort to achieve his object of desire. And that's your plot point 2. All right? So, complication versus crisis. So a complication is really just a difficult time where the character is able to get through. by finding their own solution without help. But a crisis is when the conflict reaches the highest turning point, when the opposing forces in the story of the most high intensity at a point in the climax. So basically, like, this is your point of no return crisis. All right. So again, you've got a whole lot of examples down here that you can read through in these slides. And we talk about the journey, the new world, the point of no return, all that stuff. And again, you have a lot of great clips. Please watch the Goonies clip. It is just fantastic. And it talks about the treasure map and all of that stuff. And it's really fun. So scroll through these and you're going to notice that the assignment on this one was pages 6 to 10. Yours is only through page 9. But again, if you need to write one more page in order to get that final, that midpoint plot crisis type thing written, then that's totally fine. You're always welcome to turn in more, okay? I think that is it for today. You guys, please reach out if you have any questions or concerns, and I'll drop this. Actually, you know what? I will drop this tool again in this assignment. I'll drop this new timeline in a separate assignment, or as well as an announcement. I will drop these slides. I'll drop these slides, and then of course you're going to be turning in your screenplay as a PDF if you've forgotten how to do that. Some of you guys have been sharing the link actually to WritersDuet, and that's totally fine. Like, this was somebody's that they turned in. The only problem with this is if you don't have a title page, as I'm reading through these, like, I don't remember whose they are. Like, this is an awesome one, but I don't remember whose it is right now. So if y'all can just try to do a title page. So title page, again, if you go to, the easiest way in my opinion to find it is go up to your search. Your search can be found here. Type in title page and click it and it's going to come up. When you're exporting as a PDF, make sure that you're not on the title page because that's the only thing that will export. So make sure you're clicked on your main document. Then if you want to export as a PDF, you literally type in PDF, export PDF, default, and then it's going to, and then of course you just hit maybe later on that, don't upgrade. It's going to work and make that a PDF. It'll drop to your downloads, and then that is what you click to turn in on Google Classroom. All right. So you guys, please again, let me know if you have any questions at all, and I will be happy to answer those. See you later.